Welcome back to the Daily Lift. I want to share with you today one of the most incredible prayers that we have in all of the Old Testament. And this is the prayer of Jabez. And this is found in a very unlikely place in the books of the Chronicles, where we have these lineages and genealogies that are listed. We have some what most would consider dry reading. And in amongst this, we have this gem. And Jabez, it says, was more honorable than his brothers. And his mother called him Jabez, saying, Because I bore him in pain. And Jabez called on the Lord of Israel, saying, Oh, that you would bless me indeed, and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain. And so God granted Jabez what he requested. So let's break this down here. This is in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. And the word honorable here actually literally means heavy or weighty. And so if we take Jabez and we measure him up to his brethren, all of his family, his influence, his prosperity maybe, whatever it is, was heavier. So he measured up higher than his companions, than his brethren. And Jabez, the actual name, literally means grief or sorrow. Could you imagine naming your child grief? So we don't know what was going on with his mother at this time, whether it was a hard labor or whether it was something else surrounding the circumstances of his birth. But nevertheless, Jabez was named this because of whatever was going on. And Jabez says he lifted up this prayer to the God of Israel. And he says, Bless me indeed. This word, bless me indeed, in Hebrews is actually the same word twice. Bless, bless. And so in the same way that Jesus would say truly, truly, or verily, verily, he is calling emphasis and calling attention to what he's about to say. Jabez says, Bless me, Lord. Please bless me. Give me a double blessing. And I believe that this is meaning it is a spiritual blessing that he is asking for here. And because he goes on to say, enlarge my territory. This word here may be boundaries or borders. It could be literal or it could be a figurative thing. And this is why I believe the first blessing he asked for is spiritual. Bless me, give me the character, give me the things that I need, the tools and the qualities I need to be a blessing to others and to be blessed in this life. And then he says, enlarge my territory. And so the material things here that he's asking for, it may be material possessions, it may be literal borders of his area that he lives in. It could be his family. Bless him with the generations or influence. Whatever it was, it's probably more of a physical, material thing that he's asking for secondly here. The third thing he says here is that your hand would be with me. This word hand is an open hand, and it refers to guidance, direction, protection. He's saying, allow me to use the spiritual and material blessings that you will give me and that you have given me for your glory, Lord, so that I may use it for good and not for evil. He's saying, Lord, prevent me from causing harm with the things that you bless me with. Allow them to be used in a way that would be beneficial to me, to my family, and to all of these future generations. And he says, so that I may not cause pain. This word is slightly different. It may be the verb form of his name, pain. And either way, we see that this is probably tied into his identity. He doesn't want sorrow and pain to be associated with him. And he says that he wants to do these things and be blessed so that he can do good and not harm. And at the end of this short prayer, and the only thing that we know about Jabez, we see that God granted him what he requested. This shows us that God hears the prayers of the righteous. He provides for us in so many ways. And if we pray this prayer of Jabez, we may not get the physical blessings that he got. We may not see those things in this life, but we know that the Lord hears the prayers of the righteous and that he will provide for us. And this is a wonderful framework that we can use in our daily prayers to first speak of spiritual things. Bless me spiritually, Lord. Bless me physically. Guide me that I may use those things for good and not for evil. And so I want to encourage you today to pray for spiritual blessings, pray for physical blessings, pray for wisdom and guidance that you will be able to use what God blesses you with for good and not for evil. And as always, go lift somebody up.